Is your home filled with more whining than mining for gold? I see you, Mama, exhausted, overwhelmed, with a 4-year-old having a meltdown over a broken cracker. Baby needs to feed. Dog wants to go out. And in these moments, there's one question actually that can change everything. Are you going to be an excuse maker or an action taker? I'm Debbie Page, and today I'm going to share practical phrases and playful techniques that can transform your family from a family of constant complaints to children who mine for solutions in every situation. Hello, inspired and beautiful mamas, and welcome to the Inspired Mamas channel. So when constant whining makes your home feel chaotic, it's not just annoying, it's a signal that you and your children need different tools for handling frustration. I remember those overwhelming days as a single mom of 3 when the whining threatened to just push me over the edge. And that's when I developed a simple approach: transform whiners into miners by teaching them to dig for solutions instead of piling up excuses. And this isn't about forcing a smile or pretending everything is fine. That's just masking feelings. It's not developing true resilience. Mining is active. It teaches children to engage with problems and search for solutions. Even a 4-year-old can learn to shift from "this is too hard" to "how can I make this work?" That's real transformation, not just a surface change. And that's important because we want to understand the difference. First, let's clarify what I mean by miners and whiners, because this is about developing a valuable life skill. Miners in this context are children who actively dig for solutions, search for good in difficult situations, and uncover opportunities where others just see problems. They take appropriate responsibility and they express their needs in constructive ways. And most importantly, they choose to take action, not make excuses. Whiners, on the other hand, tend to complain without seeking solutions. They blame others for their circumstances. They give up easily when things get difficult. They use negative language habitually, and they expect others to solve their problems. They pile up excuses rather than digging for answers. And this distinction isn't about personality or temperament. It's about mindset and habits that we as mothers can purposely cultivate by teaching our children to mine for gold rather than getting stuck in complaints. Why does this matter? Well, because the mindset we help our children develop doesn't just affect our daily peace at home, it shapes their entire future. And research consistently shows that resilience and problem-solving skills are better predictors of long-term success and happiness than intelligence or natural talent. When children learn to mine for solutions rather than staying stuck in complaint, they develop mental tools that serve them throughout life. What makes the mining approach so powerful is that it goes far beyond just think positive or put on a happy face. Those approaches can actually be harmful because they teach the children to mask their real feelings instead of working through them. Mining teaches authentic engagement, teaches children how to engage with their challenges, acknowledging the difficulty while actively searching for ways forward. And in my decades of working or experience as a mother, a grandmother, working with countless families, I've witnessed how this mining mindset plays out in adulthood. Children who learn to dig for solutions rather than just complain develop stronger emotional intelligence, better relationships, and greater adaptability to life's inevitable challenges. And the beautiful thing is that even very young children can grasp this concept. A 4-year-old might not understand the complex emotional regulation, but they can absolutely learn to look for solutions instead of just expressing frustration. They're naturally curious diggers, so hey, let's just channel that instinct in a constructive direction. The power of playful pattern interruption. So let me share something that happened just recently with my grandchildren that illustrates this very simple thing, but shows how fun it can be, even with the smallest and youngest ones. So my 4-year-old grandson, he was getting really frustrated with his blocks, and instead of lecturing him about having a better attitude, I simply grabbed his little hands, looked into his eyes with big smile, and we started dancing. And we danced around, and I made up a silly song as we went around. I had just said, wine and cheese, wine and cheese. Oh my goodness, I need to sneeze. Achoo. Oh, look what I did. I blew off your shoe, and now your face is getting blue. Well, it was silly, total silliness, but he was laughing. I was laughing. We had such a grand time doing it. He just wanted me to keep doing it over and over again. And I loved it. We had a blast together. But the funny thing was that then the little 20-month-old came toddling over with her arms up in the air. Same, she was saying. So I took her little hands and I did the same thing with her, and she had so much fun too. And we had a wonderful time. We just were all laughing together and having so much fun. There were no tears, no whining. Everyone was happy. And the fact that I have the opportunity to teach this little toddler so early on, I think it will just become a part of her way of thinking. This playful approach, it works because it physically changes their state, your state. Movement and laughter shift the body chemistry from stress to joy. It creates connection instead of correction as the child feels joined rather than judged. It models resilience through play, demonstrating that difficult moments can be transformed. For these young ones, our goal isn't teaching them to analyze their behavior, not even to analyze their feelings, but to help them develop healthier emotional patterns. A silly song, a special dance, or a playful game does all this far more effectively than any discussion you could have with a little one. So there's some practical strategies for all ages. As our children grow, we can build on these playful foundations with more deliberate approaches. And here are 5 practical strategies that work across different ages. First, model what you want them to see. Children learn more from watching us than from anything that we might say to them. When you face your own challenges, narrate your thought process out loud. Oh, this is frustrating, but I'm going to try something different approach. And I do that a lot. Or I'm super disappointed, but hey, let's figure this out. And what can we do next? When I was raising my children as a single mom for those 9 years, there were moments when I could have complained bitterly about the circumstances. But instead, I consciously chose to model solution finding. We can't afford that right now. I would change that from saying it's not in our budget right now. Let's see what we can do to create something like this. Second, create a language pattern shift, word-shaped thinking. In our home, we developed specific phrases that redirected whining toward constructive expression. I need help with, instead of I can't do this, or I'm feeling frustrated because, or instead of this is stupid, which I heard that a lot. Gently but consistently redirect complaint language to these more productive patterns. Third, distinguish between expressing feelings and complaining. And this is crucial. We want emotionally intelligent children, not children who suppress their feelings. And the difference is in what happens after the feeling is expressed. I always told my children it's fine to feel disappointed or angry, but it's not fine to stay stuck there. Teach your children to recognize and name their feelings, and then follow with, well, what would help now? Or what could you try next? Fourth, celebrate effort and resilience, not just outcomes. So when your child persists through something that's been really difficult for them, make that the focus of the praise rather than whether they succeeded or not. I noticed how you kept trying in different ways to build that tower. Woo! High five. Great for you. Even though it fell down 3 times, whoa, you kept going. I love it. I love it. Fifth, create family rituals around the mining mindset. The question, are you going to be an excuse maker or an action taker, can become a powerful family touchstone. And when children begin to complain or make excuses, simply ask this question. Often redirects their thinking. And during my years as a single mom, this phrase became almost a family mantra. When homework seemed too difficult or chores too overwhelming, just asking this question would help my children pause and reconsider their approach. It wasn't about shaming them, but about reminding them that they had a choice in how they responded to challenges. Now I see my adult children using similar approaches with their own children, and it's so heartwarming to see that. And that's how you know something truly works, when it carries forward to the next generation. My grandson now proudly announces, I'm being a miner, not a whiner. when he figures out something on his own. And I love watching that. So how do we implement this? You start small this week with just 2 simple practices. Catch and redirect complaint language. So when you hear whining or complaining, pause and say, I hear you're frustrated, but you're making excuses, or you're whining, or you're complaining, and just get them familiar with what they're actually doing. A lot of times that's the problem. They're not even recognizing that they're complaining. So getting them familiar with that. One thing that's fun is to create a solutions box. Just take a little box or envelope, whatever, take popsicle sticks or pieces of paper and write on there different things that you can do for your children that will help them change their attitudes, such as, jump up and dance, come make mom smile, take the dog for a walk, things like that will really shift their thinking from that complaining and that whining. And the goal isn't perfection, but it's a gradual growth towards resilience. So the greatest gift that we can give our children isn't protection from all difficulty. It's the confidence that they can handle life's inevitable challenges. By consciously cultivating this mindset in our homes, we're equipping our children with skills that will serve them their entire lives. And when we consistently ask our children, are you going to be an excuse maker or an action taker? Are you whining or mining? We are shaping how they'll approach every challenge they face as adults. I do it for myself every single day. If I am, for whatever reason, starting to complain about something I need to do, I ask myself, are you whining or are you mining? Are you an excuse maker or an action taker? So I hope that this was good wisdom for you to hear today. And I want you to stay tuned for next week when we'll take this concept a step further. And if you liked this today, then hit that subscribe button or the like button and keep coming back for more wisdom, and leave comments. Let me know what it is that you want me to talk about. What would help you? How can I help you? And how can I help you take that step for yourself and your children from becoming a habitual complainer and a whiner to someone who takes action and someone who's mining for gold? Remember, we're not just raising children, we're raising future adults. So let's give them the mindset tools they need to thrive. And until next time, celebrate your mama moments.